Right, Shalom. First of all, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters. And shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this article in regards to a hotel fire in the Dominican Republic that resulted in one person being killed and 1,700 people being evacuated. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and the Lord's will you're edified. It says a woman was killed and nearly 1,700 tourists were evacuated due to a large fire at a hotel in the Dominican beach resort of Bahia, local authorities said on Friday. Francesca Valentino, a 46-year-old Italian woman, was killed in the fire at the Viva Windham Dominicus Beach Hotel. The DAEH Emergency Service said in a statement. Said 3 people were taken to medical facilities and 6 others were treated on site. Those affected included guests, visitors, and emergency responders. Videos shared by local media showed dark clouds of smoke billowing out above the Caribbean coastline as flames engulfed the resort's straw roof. Preliminary observations indicate that the fire spread rapidly due to the flammable nature of parts of the roof structures made of palm, as well as wind conditions, the country's Emergency Operations Center said. Windham Hotels and Resorts, which franchises some 8,400 hotels worldwide, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The fire was brought under control, but its causes were still being investigated, the operations center said. Guests were moved to nearby hotels. The Viva Windham Dominicus Palace, part of the same chain, did not sustain any damage. Tourist activities and the surrounding area remain unaffected and continue to take place safely and as normal. It's famous for its clear water and white sand beaches. The Dominican Republic is the Caribbean's top tourist destination, receiving some 5.6 million visitors in the first 5 months of this year. Yeah, and how much you want to bet that majority of them are Edomites? It's funny how Esau will demonize the northern kingdom, who primarily make up the so-called Latinos and the Native Americans, but yet Esau's always going to Puerto Rico, going to the Dominican Republic, going to Mexico. You know, it's like you hate these people, but yet you always want to be in their land. You know, Esau thinks it's okay for him to be all in your land, but you come to America, you know, the United States anyway, and Esau will demonize you and call you an illegal alien and all of this. This is exactly why the Lord's going to get rid of Esau, man. Esau ain't worth nothing. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And when you look up the definition of appease, it means to satisfy. So these spirits of vengeance are out here satisfying the wrath of the Lord who made them by executing his judgment. Verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, and fire and death were two spirits of vengeance who were present in this judgment, because that fire resulted in the death of that 46-year-old Italian woman, and that was the Lord's vengeance upon her. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And that one person, that woman, got punished to destruction by that fire. This is the time and season that we have entered into. We are in the last days. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And with all of these fires, all of these storms and tempests, all of these earthquakes, all the violence, the shootings, the stabbings, the riots happening in different countries, it's safe to say that we have entered some very dangerous times in the world. But these are just signs of the last days. Luke 21:22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And we are clearly living in the days of vengeance. That's why the Lord's spirits that are created for vengeance are out here executing judgments daily upon wicked people according to the will of the Lord. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that's what's happening. Through his spirits that are created for vengeance, the Lord is wounding and killing a lot of people all over the world every day. And nobody can be delivered out of the hand of the Lord. Whoever is meant to catch judgment is going to receive it. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And those people out there at that hotel, that's what they experienced. Especially that one woman who ended up dying. They experienced the fearfulness of falling into the hand of the living power. That fire broke out, started to spread, everybody's running away, trying to evacuate. It's a very scary situation. But that's what falling into the hand of the living power looks like. And more people are going to experience that in these last days. 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yeah, and basically that's what happened to that woman, that 46-year-old Italian woman. The Lord killed her, and he used his spirit of vengeance in the form of fire to do it, to execute that judgment. Job 4:7, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? And the answer is that nobody has perished being innocent. So that woman was not innocent in the eyes of the Lord. She was wicked. And she got what she deserved for being wicked in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's what we see taking place on a daily basis, is these wicked people reaping what they've sown. Ecclesiastes 3:1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And for that woman, it was her time to die. That's why she's the one who perished in that fire. Everybody else was able to escape. And that's because ultimately the Lord had it out for her. And that's how it plays out with all of these judgments. The person or the people who die are the ones that the Lord had it out for more than anybody else. More than the people who, get slightly injured. Or even critically injured. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied, he shall not be visited with evil. And majority of people out here lack fear of the Lord. A lot of people are out here thinking that they have free will and that they can just do whatever they want. And what they want to do is a bunch of wickedness, which thus angers the Lord, provokes him unto wrath, and results in heavy, deadly judgment being brought upon these people. Meanwhile, those of us of the hopeful elect are daily examining ourselves, ensure that we're doing what's pleasing in the sight of the Lord, in hopes that we've been chosen from the foundation of the world to endure unto the end and be saved. There's going to be a lot more deadly judgments that are going to take place in these last days. There's a lot of people who are not going to make it out of this year. There's a lot of people who are going to die before the end of this year. There's a lot of people who are going to die just this summer alone because they're wicked. And this is the time and season where the Lord is going to pour out his wrath and vengeance upon these people. Or continue to pour out his wrath and vengeance upon these people. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters out there, just continue to watch, because the Lord has a lot more judgment in store for these wicked people, regardless of where in the world they dwell. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, which are the sincere sisters. And shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.